Climate change, preparedness, and resilience. It's not only a priority of President Barack Obama, but the Department of the Interior as well.
It is clear that given the complexity of climate change, that it's important for the United States to better coordinate all of their resources. The Office of Insular Affairs cannot do it alone. So what we have gathered today is a variety of agencies who are critically important for some of the issues that are impacting our island communities.
Assistant Secretary for Insular Areas Esther Kia'aina joined island leaders from Guam, the territories, and the freely associated states to engage in the dialogue for the first climate change stakeholder meeting for the U.S. insular areas.
We have to assess where we are, what resources available, and how we need to move forward collectively to ensure, again, as I stated earlier, that by the end of 2016, each insular area should have a vulnerability assessment and or climate adaptation plan in place so that they could better address climate change issues in their jurisdictions, as well as have the tool necessary to secure increased funding.
In fact, Kia'aina says not only has President Obama committed $7 million in the fiscal year 2016 budget for these issues, but she intends to reach out to all federal agencies as well. Nearly 90 officials from the territories and the federal agencies joined higher education institutions and key non-governmental groups for the two-day stakeholder meeting. Governor Kenneth Mapp from the U.S. Virgin Islands says addressing climate change is critical as it impacts the quality of life, especially in the territories.
For example, in the Virgin Islands, we are highly dependent on tourism, and when sea levels rise, it affects and erodes beaches. When we have different changes in cycles in the rain, it does affect issues like dengue and the growth of mosquitoes and the affect.
And just like the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam is also dependent on tourism. Governor Eddie Calvo says the meeting has been a highly educational experience. He says while Guam has had its share of natural disasters, he's learned from the other insular areas that they have had it worse.
Then from the other side, it's an opportunity for us. We've seen what we can do in adaptation and mitigation.
As far as adapting to climate change and addressing these issues, Governor Calvo recently signed an executive order in setting up a climate change task force.
Now with that, with this vulnerability assessment, now, again, this is going to take some time, and I look forward to working with our partners in the federal government, putting this assessment together, and then, of course, now the solutions. What do we do in areas of mitigation, and what do we do, unfortunately, things are already happening. How do we adapt to it as well?
In the meantime, Kia'aina says addressing climate change may also impact the potential of increased migration with regards to the compact agreement. She says the two issues are relevant as it helps with resiliency strategies in the affected areas in order to improve the quality of life. The meeting continues on Friday at the Hyatt. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.